They're playing Red Green Druid Storm, a deck that has just been so strong in the leagues. Let's see how it goes in the challenges. I'm a little bit worried because I'm pretty sure we haven't lost the scam with the deck at all. And there's been like several times. I'm just even jinxing it, but there's been several times we've had a deck not beat scam all week, lose the scam, and like O2 drop the challenge. It's happened a couple times. Hopefully not today, huh? Also first challenge in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. Goods. My opening 7 is acceptable. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna go Stomping Ground, Abundant Harvest for non-land, revealing a Grapeshot. Knight of Yogg Scales, which I think is the best Soul College deck at the moment. I mean, I like the Mono Blue Soul College deck a lot. I thought it was really good against most things that weren't Bean. Yeah, my opponent's Thoughtseize me, so you get to see my hand. I have double Rin's Resolve, Grapeshot, double land, Unholy Heat. So my opponent was last seen 25 days ago playing Dimir Death Shadow. This may be what we're up against. Yeah, the 3 Fatal Push to the main deck gamer. 4th push of the board. Keep this over here. They take the Unholy Heat. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and go Mountain Rin's Resolve. Oh, and then I get that back up there. Reveal a Bloodstained Mire and a Manamorphose. Thank you, Bada. Morning to you. Have a good. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Tough matchup, is it? Or Dimir? I don't know. It might be. I don't know. I actually feel like. I mean, I kind of get like flashbacks to how when I played Ant at the Legacy PT. I played against like the Mere Death Shadow deck I think 4 times that weekend, and every single time my opponents was like, I can't believe I lost. This is like such an easy. This matchup is like a bye for me, is what they said every single time. But I just had like a second copy of Tendrils in my sideboard, and it was really easy to just wait, cantrip, and then eventually play a small baby Tendrils for the win. And I kind of feel like we may have the same dynamic here, where if my opponent's dealing themselves a lot of damage, and I just have, like, the ability to go, oh, I'm going to go cast 2 spells, Bolt, Grapeshot you. Like, maybe that's going to be enough. We'll see. Flip up with the 25. Thank you. Works with the 1 year. Happy anniversary. TCG player ad? Wow, they're getting in here. Use Cool Stuff Inc. instead. CoolStuffInc.com. 5% off using code Spike, baby. Get all of your Lost Cavern of Ixalan singles. CoolStuffInc.com. Actually, put in a big order. Ixalan cards, some cool stuff yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was a long day. Alright, so they're Thoughtseize me again, so you guys can see the hand updated. So we have a Questing Druid in Exile from Rin's Resolve. Then we have a Druid here. Grapeshot, Bolt, Wooded Foothills. My opponent, if they don't, like, they're going down. Are they at 8 now? I think they're going down to 8. So if they, like, they kind of, like, have to take a burn spell here. Yeah, like, they're just gonna die. They can't fetch Shock either. They cuck the fetch there, like, you know, effectively at 1. So feeling kind of good about that. Let's go ahead and seek the beast. Do we have any beast seekers in the chat today, perhaps? Okay, so we hit 2 drops, so we're only going to be able to play one of these 2 Goblin Anarchomancers. I think that's all right. Need to be kind of mindful about a possible Orcish Bowmaster. I don't really want to crack this Bauble and then they get to Bowmaster kill my Anarchomancer. Dark Souls in practice. Yeah, I've been working a little bit on it off stream. I feel like it might be fun to just chill and do some of that today. There's also some decks I want to talk about, some brews I want to work on. There's maybe some playtesting I want to do, so a little, you know, weird with it today. I think I'm comfortable enough cracking this Bauble now. If they Bowmaster, okay, this member on top is good to know about. If they Bowmaster, then we'll you know, use one of the bolts on the card. So let's go Questing Druid, Channeler. If I see like a Manamorphose on top, Yeah, let's just pass for now. A good looking basic art forest recommendation. I like the forest from Return to Ravnica that has like red houses in the on the hills. That's my favorite one. All right, do we have any? I didn't see. Do we have any Beast Seekers? So let's Graveyard the Mire. I think I'm gonna bolt right now to get a little bit used to the Surveil. Any thoughts on casting one of the Druids here? Nah. Hard pass. I think keeping Bauble's okay. It's like kind of guaranteed. Good card off the Seek the Beast. Gives me selection. My hand is Bolt Harvest. I revealed a Scalding Tarn and a Bauble here. Start off with the Bauble. My opponent's down to 4. I don't really know how they could possibly get out of this one, huh? Well, let's find out. Always love a good comeback story. All right. Let me pull up this list from our opponent. Looks like it's maybe not that different. They have 3 Dismembers in the main. One Spreading Seas on the side. That card would be good against us. But it's only 1, so I'm not too worried about it. Fluster Storm probably coming in. As far as my side, I don't know how much is really changing. I don't feel like I want the Flame Slash, the Stone. Assuming the sideboard is not that different, we don't really need any of this. Yeah, I think I'm maybe comfy just running it back. I think Tendrils will be fine in Modern now. Yeah, I don't think Tendrils would ever really have been a problem. Like, all the rituals are red. Yeah, I have a hard time imagining it would be a problematic card. That being said, for the most part, I kind of like to have Modern stay modern, like in the sense that like new cards are like what's always being printed to change it, and Legacy be Legacy in the sense that we have like this rich history that we can lead into and embrace. And I for the most part am not like in love with the idea of like just taking a lot of these older rich cards and just adding it to modern because they want to be broken. You know, just let Legacy be Legacy, let Modern be Modern. Unless, of course, we're talking about anybody's pet cards, in which case, forget everything I said. Guess we have 6 questing druids in our hand, so let's go ahead and hold them up here. And he's a counter spell, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna Rinse Resolve. Pretty happy to hit land here. We hit land and Abundant Harvest. I think with my hand, I'm actually gonna just go harvest for another land. And I'm gonna have a pretty cool turn next turn. Yeah, 4 cards over there. Card to the top, 0 to the bottom. Might play a 7/7 Murktide. If that was their plan, they have decided against it. I'm gonna play a Goblin Anarchomancer though. Counter target spell. We'll take that. Flip a counter spell off the Ragavan. Not the most helpful. Just a 1/1 channeler, unfortunately. Alright, here comes 8/8 Murktide. 1 card in their hand. Big red. They not super surprisingly take this hit. We find an Orcish Bowmasters. Can I cast that? Actually, don't think I can. I think I have to play this Druid as a Druid. Aspect. I think it's a tapped Watery Grave. They're going to draw up to 2 cards in their hand, and I imagine that their plan here is going to be to swing that Murktide twice. That being said, they're at 7. Like maybe they have a second Murktide. I'd be pretty okay with second Murktide. They don't have a counterspell because I have a Unholy Heat in my hand. But I'm going to need a little bit of help from maybe my Rin's Resolve or my Draw Step. So I've drawn a Dragon Rage's Channeler. Which, assuming if they don't have anything super relevant, can chump block their Murktide. I'm gonna graveyard this extra Rin's Resolve, I think. So if I dash, I guess I can present lethal here by dashing Ragavan and then casting a second Ragavan off the treasure. I'll just have, I'll be attacking for 7. My opponent is at 7 life. Let's try to attack for 7 here. If they have a removal spell in their hand as their last card, they'll have to use it on one of my attacking creatures also, instead of my Channeler that I'm trying to block with. But their last card is not a removal spell, it's not a counter spell, and we advanced here pretty fast, 1-0. So let me get the records up to date. On the draw and the black. You see, so 3 Ragavan, 1 Shredder, 1 Subtlety, 3 Murktide, 1 Scalding. One Spell Pierce. Look at that sideboard, 15 one-ofs. Including the 4th Ragavan and second Borrower. Cheeky, 15 months, thank you. What's the reason behind Jegantha? See this word here, Companion? That is the best word you can have on any Magic card in Magic. Companion. The best single word you can have on any card. You can play Jegantha for free, you almost always should. I've won many games with this deck because I put Jegantha into my hand, and I cast it and attack for 5. Since my opponent is double queuing in the standard challenge, thanks to get cheeky for the 15. Harvest Resolves, I'm going to choose non-land. That non-land is a copy of Rin's Resolve. That's the turn back. The mana ability ever useful? Not really. And in theory, it might come up once in like a 200 games or something. In practice, not really. Yeah, against Blood Moon, it could be relevant there. But you know, Luris ain't legal anymore. We gotta play Jegantha. I'm listening to "Reach Out" by Mark Ribley. My like go-to tournament hype song lately. Got another counter spell? Okay. 3rd 1-mana counter spell so far. Your turn. They got 3 cards left. Yeah, I'd love to see Mark live. So they got 3 cards, I got 3 cards. Alright, they're up a card. Please don't make blue and cast Murktide. They are making blue. Like a tap Spire Bluff Canal. But just passing, no Murktide in hand. Big news for me. So, Breach, Manamorphose. I drew a kind of interesting card. Nice little 3-for-1. That's just game, right? Nope. Well, with a little bit more resources, yeah. This is just a 3-for-1. Yeah, Ragavan and 3 other cards in their hand. We also have Jegantha. Discounted by an Anarchomancer if we have an Anarchomancer. Alright, Ragavan Dash done. The graveyard that so I can have Delirium here. See what they're drawing. Scalding Tarn. Odd timing on the bolt. I feel like them being able to deny a Surveil is pretty valuable, but take it. What's in their hand? So they have Scalding Tarn in their hand. They've been missing land drops. They could have another burn spell pretty easily. Yeah, another Ragavan makes sense. Could maybe have a Subtlety. Hard for them to have another piece of soft permission using so many counterspells already. It could be counterspell. I'm definitely casting Rin's Resolve. Is counterspell. They have no cards in their hand. I have a Jegantha. Play Wooded Foothills for turn. I have another card in my hand too. Defeat a big top deck. Just seems like we have. Four mana Jegantha. A top deck Subtlety, which is awkward. So my last cards are Lightning Bolt and Scalding Tarn. I'll play both since if they play Murktide, I have to shuffle the Jegantha away. Right. Nice to have 7 points of power. I guess my opponent who's at 7. Oh, never mind. Okay. Their top decks have been good. We have a lot of good top decks too. They exile Mishra's Bauble. They don't like the top card, so they're shuffling it. I think we could draw enough like cantrips to the cantrips that I'm shuffling here. You know, we're in theory very likely easily able to top deck because we only play 15 lands. Famous last words, right? But I did draw a Questing Druid. Second Spell Snare. Don't think it makes any sense to wait on the Questing Druid there. But it is. They exiled Unholy Heat. they have 2 cards in their hand. I have no cards in my hand. So I drew Heat last turn. I drew Channeler this turn. They keep a card on top immediately. Oh, that's bad. If it's Murktide, we can still draw Breach and win. Preordain. 1 card on top, 1 card on bottom. They finally find their Murktide. I kind of feel like that last card is like counterspell number 3. Although I just drew Bloodstained Mire. This is what it is. Dash Ragavan for Xaxes. Then my top card is was a Bauble. Then the Breach was the card after that. Tough stuff. This matchup has been pretty good overall, though. Not really planning to change a lot. I was bringing in the Klothys when I still had it. I bring in the Stone. Like a Nile Spell Bomb. Right back. I play a Crypto 2 against them. It is not correct against Murktide almost ever. Especially in a matchup that's as one. It's something that people do, but it's just not good, in my opinion. As like the Murktide players in chat can probably tell you that they are all almost always very happy when they see their opponent bring in Torment's Crypt. Man, that subtlety was such a pain too. It's like drawn on the exact perfect turn. Because you can't respond to them decks like Murktide. Yeah, it's never good. Like is why I guess. If the main reason to not like it is that it's really never good. It like can slow down Murktide for a turn, but like you're just like Murktide is so happy when you 0-for-1 yourself against them. Jath, the 7 months, thank you, welcome back. No turn 1 creature. Their counter spells trade so favorably against us. I mean, their 1 mana counter spells do, but 1 mana counter spells are always pretty good when they counter anything. I think in general our curve is really low. I'm not that scared about it. Not worried about a counter spell here. Spell snare though. Good. Manamorphose before I do anything else. Cast Rin's Resolve. This one resolves, revealing a Lightning Bolt and another Manamorphose. Ready for next turn. Death the 7, top deck with 29. Dashing Ragavan. Hitting my own Ragavan. Plays a Bauble. My next card. Plays a Steam Vents. Abundant Harvest for lands. I'm worried about that getting countered. Maybe I should have Manamorphosed. Just take another hit from the Ragavan. You think about spell piercing this ever? The stream crashed. Maybe they're double Q. There's like a weird flicker. I thought maybe this second. Okay, they decided to take the 3. They bolt me also. That's incredibly aggressive and likely means that they have a copy of Murktide Regent in there. Would be 6. They hit another Ragavan with the Ragavan. My audio's a bit off. Now we can't hear you at all. Can't hear it all? Or just when I unplugged it? The noise gate said it's too high. I mean, I just haven't changed anything. I just don't understand how things seem to be fine all week. I changed nothing, and then all of a sudden, that's all like this, you know? I'm playing 2 copies at Ragavan, 1 copy at my opponent. My opponent heats their own Ragavan in response. What the fuck? I guess this is so their Murktide can be a 7/7. They did that so quickly. Like, they didn't even think about not doing that. Guess they must have seen the Unholy Heat off the heat off the Bauble. They didn't have Counterspell in their hand, so I'm just gonna upkeep Seek the Beast here. Okay, and I reveal Channeler, Underworld Breach, 2 incredible cards here. I should be able to just like Channeler, Breach, Manamorphose a bunch, and maybe into a Grapeshot that's big enough to kill them. Maybe not if they're Scalding though. Going down to 5 and being dead to 2 bolts is like a little dicey. I think it'll likely be fine. And the upside of like so I'm not very likely to be able to kill them this turn. Another bolts. And Grapeshot for a good amount though. Yeah, if they had a bolt, they would have, surely they would have used it, right? Oh, they would have used it, and don't call me Shirley. Let's see what they're drawing. Another Murktide, which will only be a 4/4. So I can go Manamorphose, 1, 2, 3. Like 13 or something. You can Grapeshot twice if you Bauble once. I only have 2 mana. Grapeshot is 2 mana to cast. I don't have any rituals in my deck. That doesn't seem very true. But I have some outs to like redraw a another Bauble or another Manamorphose, right? Yeah, there's a Manamorphose, which will contribute to my storm count and my card count here, which maybe will give me enough to win. Like right now I'm getting my opponent down to 1. And then I can go, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then with the extra card off the channeler, this is exactly 13 storm. We're going to game 3. And they Unholy their Ragavan so confidently. It was crazy. Okay, I'm going to Maybe I want to play one Flame Slash on the draw. It's like so important to have like a removal spell to draw. Then like just like the extra like Flame Slash maybe helps me keep like Flame Slash plus Bolt will kill Murktide a lot of the time. Like double burn spell Murktide. You ever put Veil Summer on the sideboard? I'm not very close to wanting to put Veil Summer next time. I think we've been beating up on Murktide really badly when we've been playing it in the leagues. You know, a couple of Veil Summers are not going to like give you like your meaningful matchup win percentage point. Anyways, they'll be nice, but I think that you get more percentage points overall putting Ragavan's bad on the draw. Not Ragavan is always good in these Murktide mirrors. I think it's like the worst case is Ragavan is you spend 1 mana on it and they spend 1 mana on it on a removal spell to answer it. That's just an even trade. Which I think in your Breach deck you're like kind of okay making usually. I have to keep my 7. Hold the 6 on the play. So they kept 7. That's not bad. And then best case scenario is it wins the game by itself. Against kind of a weird spot. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest for land, I think. A basic mountain. How common is turn 3 kill with the deck? I mean, not common. Not showing gate seems to be too high indeed. Okay, I'll turn it down, I guess. I don't know. It's maybe let's mess with it a bit more in between rounds. It's just very hard to like be playing a tense challenge match and then also like have to worry about audio settings. Knowing that you will not face burn in a tournament, would I keep Weatherstorm on the side? If I could see the future and know that I wouldn't face burn in a tournament, but I have them in the sideboard today because I think it's likely enough that I would face burn. The Graveyard of Spell Pierce. We're pretty cold to a Murktide here. Thankfully, they don't have it, or they perceive that it's better to hold up counter magic. Yeah, burn has been pretty popular lately. Didn't seem like their list was very Spell Pierce heavy from what I saw from their Goldfish. Not much to talk about though. I'm gonna bolt the Ragavan. What it's worth. They've got 3 cards left in their hand. Alright, we're gonna go for a somewhat mediocre Fair Breach here. Or we're just gonna go Rin's Resolve plus Bauble. I think Questing Druid Channeler is pretty good though. Nice 3-for-1 in a game where my opponent doesn't seem to have like pressure or card advantage. And seeing that they're drawing Canal is pretty ideal. Burn is not good in the last 3 years. I think that's just not true. I think Burn is currently a good modern deck. Is it the best deck to play in a tournament? No, maybe that's what you mean by not good, I guess, but I would be like, reasonably happy registering Burn in a tournament. I think it's got a good win percentage overall and the deck I would generally recommend to you. So we had another Questing Druid and a Manamorphose. So let's go Manamorphose and then cast the Questing Druid that we seeked into. Since we can't cast it after this. So we got another Questing Druid. I have 5 cards in my hand. My opponent has 2 cards. We're even on mana. We have 3 cards now. This is definitely what's happening, but it is nice that Questing Druid is really good against Subtlety. Subtlety, just get to slap it right on top and be pretty happy with that. You could have cast Seek the Beast next turn. No. I had it off of a Seek the Beast. Seek the Beast is only until end of the current turn. It's down to 2 cards in hand. They're super behind on board. I think short of like having a really good Murktide turn this turn, they're gonna not really have much of a chance, and it doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case since they like definitely just top deck this Bauble and they didn't have Murktide last turn and they concede. I decide to no value Druid over Seek. Well, in this spot, it's really easy because I only have 2 mana left. So if I Seek the Beast, I'm only ever gonna get any value off that Seek the Beast if I hit exactly Mishra's Bauble, which like is fine. But I think it's just better to have the board pressure of the quest that turn. Yeah, everything game 1 to. It's also kind of insane on the draw. Probably. Let's on the mold to 6. Work tight again. So looking at their top card first, probably has a fetch land and regular land in hand, or maybe not necessarily regular land. No removal spell is great. I did get to bolt the Ragavan after all, huh? Oh, my music. Well, have to play with no soundtrack, huh? Yeah, but I had Ragavan into double channeler Bauble. I still do, which is pretty good start, huh? Two Murktide opponents is kind of surprising. I don't know exactly what it is that's causing Murktide to be on the come up. Let's go ahead and graveyard this so that we have Delirium online now, which could be relevant if they have a non-delirious Unholy Heat. Or Dashed Ragavan. Scavengers of Rain. I haven't heard of Scavengers of Rain. We've been watching the new Invincible series. We're a little bit behind on Jujutsu Kaisen, but we've been watching that. And we watched Jury Duty. A little weird, champ, but not so bad overall. Yeah, we did watch the One Piece live action actually. I've never seen any One Piece stuff before, and so I didn't really know exactly what to expect, but I liked it. I thought it was good. So to bolt the Anarchomancer instead of the Channeler. It's a bit odd. And Spell Piercer, Snare. Pierce, okay. They have 1 card, I have 2. A little bit scared of a. One of their 2 cards is Steam Vents, though. Awesome, no. No Murktide is good news. So let's see if this Underworld Breach resolves. No, the last card's a counterspell, so instead of harvesting for a land and going Channeler, Breach, blah blah blah, we're just going to harvest for a non-land. Although I don't really want to draw an Anarchomancer right now, so we're just going to put that in the graveyard for a future Breach. We find a copy of Unholy Heat, which is nice. Well, the Murktide's going to be a 7/7 if they top deck it, or when they top deck it, whatever. Yeah, my other card is another removal spell. Who's the... I think I want to be able to like kill a Ragavan. I don't think I should be putting Jegantha into my hand right now. Speaking of Ragavan, yeah, I guess all of our opponents have been registering Murktide, although one of them was the Dimir Shadow Murktide deck, which is a deck that people sure do. Okay, well, Ragavan scrying a Murktide to the bottom is fine with me, I guess. Draw another Bauble. Kind of hard to put back in Abundant Harvest. Probably been fine. I'm just gonna bolt my opponent main phase to play around Spell Pierce a little bit better. Bertide, Teamer, Blueback Shadow, but all doing well lately. I think that card is pretty cool. Yeah, I agree. Modern is definitely like changing and evolving and a lot, which is definitely where you want it to be. You got a new set coming out. But there's a lot of doomers and gloomers in general. Scam has also been like really dominating challenges in a way that people are not very happy with. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink real quick while we wait. Be right back.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiringspike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiringspike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiringspike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiringspike.
Okay, Jegantha revealed. A good 7 on the draw. This is 3 rounds of Bertide, sorry. Rounds on the mold to 6 on the play. Always love that. Mold to 5 on the play, wow. Huge. Very happy to take any 1-for-1 trade against a opponent who mold to 5 on the play. Very happy to see Ragavan get answered. Would not have minded Ragavan going unanswered either, I guess, but just in good shape no matter what really here. And we have another one. Okay, so I'm going to harvest for a land here because my hand is full of action. Find a Wooded Foothills. It's got 3 cards. One of them is a Steam Vents, which they're playing tapped. Play my Wooded Foothills and pass back. Seeking the Beast. Which hits a Manamorphose and another Questing Druid. So let's play the, I think the new quest, well... Yeah, no, my hand is, I think correct to just play the new Questing Druid. Could have Grapeshot them here for 6, but I think I kind of like Dash Ragavan. If it hits, play Channeler instead. Then I can play this Explosives for Surveil. Ooh. Yeah, with my hand, that's a pretty reasonable one here. Yeah, I can lower the hand hider a little bit. Three mana for a Brother's Hidden, 3 mana 1-for-1. And then they've got 2 cards in their hand after this Bauble. So I'm going to go Goblin Anarchomancer into Questing Druid, Manamorphose, red, Dash Ragavan. Might actually bolt my opponent here because I have bolt plus Grapeshot. I could go bolt my opponent plus Grapeshot after the Ragavan, and that would be 5. Let's save the bolt, but I probably will be okay. Hit anything better to get the Questing Druid out of bolt range. Too bad Anarchomancer doesn't discount that. Yeah, I think 1 mana, deal you 5, get Questing Druid out of Bolt / Brother's Hood end range, seems correct. They have 3 cards in their hand. If one of them's Unholy Heat, we're not super happy. One of them seems to be Lightning Bolt. And the other one is Murktide, so I'm pretty happy I sandbag this Bolt so I can Heat plus Bolt this Murktide. And then that'll also get my Questing Druid up to 7/7, which is, of course, crucial number against opposing Unholy Heat decks. And not that y'all can see this, but I did top deck another Questing Druid for the Rubbins. Don't think that's changing my line this turn, though. Yeah, fun matchup for sure. Oh, I hit Bolt off the Ragavan? What a rub-in. What a rub-in, dude. Okay, so we are 3-0 on the day. Defeating Dimir Murktide and then Izzet Murktide twice. 8-rounder today, still a long way to go. We get to have a nice, relaxing Dark Souls no-hit practice in between rounds. Trying to get back into it. We're like 15 minutes in, still hitless. And keeping my 6. Obviously, they could be playing something else, but they have Territorial Kavu? What is going on? Territorial Kavu, 1 Peregrine Took, 1 Cauldron Familiar, 3 Finales. These are finale targets for your 4 Sams? Okay, they're playing a different deck, though. Just Domain Zoo, I guess? So spicy. They're binding on top, so they could probably binding my Channeler, unfortunately. Yeah, the hand hiders definitely drastically increased the challenge win rate for some reason. Other Breach, and they can't binding. Classic binding Urza Saga deck.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiringspike.
What percentage of time would you say this deck wins via combat versus fairness combo? Probably like 60% fair, 40% combo, maybe closer to 50-50, but in that range, right? They were 4-2 at this deck in the challenge yesterday. That's so cool. It's kind of the worst deck I've ever seen in my entire life, but it is so cool. How can you play 6 Druids in one deck? I've hacked the mainframe. Please don't tell Mark Rosewater. We did Questing Druid and an Underworld Breach. Kind of hitting 2/2 drops that I don't have my 3rd land is kind of the nightmare, actually. I couldn't think of any better hand than 6 Druids and a Jegantha, though. Haha, they're cooking! They're cooking, baby. They're still an Asma deck. They're 3-0 also. They're also 3-0 in the challenge. Let's go, dude. Discards a Finale of Devastation main phase, brother. Discards the Leyline Binding main phase. Slamming in for 6. Do they not have another land? I have both other breaches in my hand. Fuck, dude. My hand is like as bad as it could possibly be, unfortunately. They have another Asmo on top. It's a good card to know about. Although I just have to bolt the other Asmo or die. One's brewing for sure. They're cooking. I guess I'm just dead to Shadow Spear. Plus discard, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. What can you do? Guess they don't have a Shadow Spear? They can just go cast Cookbook, discard. Okay, let's go to game 2. We have a good amount of disenchants post board. Let me... So they went 4 and 2 with a different looking list last night in the challenge. Playing 2 bombardments, no Ragavan. Sideboard is like 1,000,001 of artifacts. Very odd deck. I'm going to bring in the Grudges and the Terra Sunders. And at least 1 Alpine Moon. I don't know how to sideboard against this. I think I need to keep 2 Grapeshots in. I can still trim 1. Yeah, we could trim a Breach, maybe, thinking they're going to have Graveyard Hate. Could have like 3 Rinse Resolves. Let's do this. 2 Moon, 1 Slash. A classic Spike, bring in 2 more cards. I'm not suggesting what 2 more cards to cut. I don't think I won Flame Slash against them, though. Landed that well against Ragavan or Kavu. Or Constructs. My 7's pretty good. Yeah, I think you could trim a Breach. Which we did do. Alright, so we harvest into a Questing Druid. It's a good pickup. Stone to turn off some of their combos. Well, they showed us Ragavan, so they're not playing this deck, right? They're playing probably some kind of blend between that deck and, like, Domain Zoo. But I'm not going to sideboard as if they're, like, Sam Cat combo without seeing any of those elements with my eyes. Ancient Grudge is a good card. Spain phases so they can't draw a card. Four Kavu. The Goblin Bombardments are still in the deck, baby. For some, I don't understand them at all. I guess there's, I don't know. Sam combo piece. Maybe we're not supposed to get it, you know what I mean? They exile my Ancient Grudge. Good play. Plays a Saga. Plays a Vial. Can Vial and an Asmo if they have it. Seemingly they don't have it, because they could have maybe... I killed my Anarchomancer. So we hit another Anarchomancer and an Abundant Harvest. I think I'd probably just chump block with this Anarchomancer. Good double block. Take 4. I'm gonna attack though. I think probably played a double block. Okay, Vial goes up to 1. Their hand is Goblin Bombardment, 3 mystery cards. Yes, you heard me right. Goblin Bombardment. Haven't seen Tribal Flames. Anything's possible. We have seen Leyline Binding and Kavu. It'd be so funny if we get 2-0'd by this. Okay, Kavu now 5/5. 100% have to block now. Discards a basic forest. Now they're thinking. I think I graveyard that. Couldn't currently use it very well. Okay. One mana Underworld Breach with a bolt that we can play twice in the yard. Graveyard Ancient Grudge. Another interesting one. So attack, Grudge the Saga, token, bolt them, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if they just make a Saga token, they die. They don't also have a 1 mana creature to violin. Okay, it's at this point, Leyline Binding gets cast, targeting the questing Druid. So let's just let this happen. Grudge, yeah, Grudge the Saga token is what I mean. Let me look at their top card. We know one of their 2 cards is still Goblin Bombardment. Their next card is Asmo. So let me Unholy Heat this Kavu from the hand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said token. Whatever, it's okay. Sometimes I say things, sometimes those things aren't right. Alright, so I think now I don't want to Grudge yet. I want to be looking for Manamorphose to like mill off the channeler. I roll a little bit. So their top card is still Asmo. My top card is now another channeler. Seeming less and less likely, like we'll be able to successfully use the Manamorphose here. In fact, I want to keep that bolt in the yard if possible, so I'm going to flashback the Grudge now, I think, on the Underworld Cookbook to make this Asmo worse. I think Grudge Book seems good as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm on board, but like I said, we didn't need to do it yet. We wanted to find Manamorphose. Which I guess I'm graveyarding still. A little too late. Keep that in the yard though. Yeah, we do have Delirium on our channel tonight after the breach dies, which is good. Although they may get a Graveyard Hate card. Okay, my draws are really good. So their hand is now Asmo, Goblin Bombardment, Mystery card, and they can get something off their Saga. Basic feels the Twitch Prime, thanks. They decide to make a Saga token. Also, the Asmo is currently stranded in their hand unless they get a cookbook. They do get a cookbook. I'm gonna have 7 cards in my hand next turn. So they play a Saga, then they're going to discard Goblin Bombardment to Cookbook, because that's apparently what you do with this card in this deck. Come on, please be this. I mean, they're 3-0. They're 4-2 yesterday. I mean, I really want to, but like, they definitely have a lot of like, how the hell do I play against this kind of factor? You know what I mean? I should be able to Storm combo kill next turn with what's in my hand at the moment. Yeah, very easily. Although I guess I only have one Grapeshot in the deck, but I also have a Bolt in my hand. I can Bolt them a bunch. We just attack for 3 now. They have no cards in their hand. Thank you, Jay. Glad you're liking the channel. Welcome to the stream. That's the nice thing about these like weekend challenges too, is that you get to say hi to people you don't usually get to see. I have another breach in my hand already. And I have 2 bolts in my hand. An embarrassment of riches. Opponent's not F6 though, it's just making it like a little slower. Cool. Maybe Flame Slash is good on the draw. Flame Slash over Ragavan. I done to trim a Ragavan on the draw. I wanted to trim a Rinse Resolve on the draw too. Oh, know exactly what else comes in though. Let's play 3 Rinse Resolve. With all this removal, it's important to have the card advantage too. Yeah, it does seem like they're not going to play Kavu as a 5/5 on turn 2 that often with their Urza Saga mana base. Famous last words, I guess. Okay, opponent's on the play. And they mulligan a 6. Oh, I almost clicked a mulligan on a hand that is pretty good, so glad I... Yeah, our deck is weird to sideboard with, I agree. I've been liking the 75 though. Turn 1 Urza Saga. Turn 1 Aether Vial. No Asmo though. What is the plan with this turn 1 Saga? I'm a little confused by it. Kind of fuck around and finding out maybe, but it seems better to Terrace under the Vial to me, not let them like Vial in a Kavu. They played Saga turn 1, so their mana development is going to be pretty hindered. If they just get another Saga off the Vial, that's a pretty big win. They would get Graveyard Hate ASAP. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then, you know, I'm okay with that too, I guess. So there's Oval Chase Daredevil with 3 mystery cards. They grab a Soul Guide Lantern. Exiles my Terrace under. Plays Wooded Foothills. Backs Wooded Foothills. Shocks and Sacred Foundry. Plays a Samwise Gamgee. So with one more food token, they can get back to Urza Saga if I let that live. I have 3 Manamorphose in my hand, so I need to cycle at least 1. Although, looks like I will only need to cycle... I only need to cycle 1 think I'll be playing more of that this turn, though. Alright, we'll keep a Questing Druid on top. And this is one of those, well, I guess my storm count is just casually 6, so let's, you know, play Super Searing Blaze. Keep that on top. It'll help me re-get Delirium, I think. So same targets, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I don't have any more Grapeshots in the deck, so if they Soul Guide Lantern this, we're not going to breach Grapeshot this game. That's okay. Is it illegal to have 6 Questing Druids in your deck? It's illegal to have 6 Questing Druids in your deck, maybe? Not in my deck. They allow it for streamers. It's kind of a weird rule, but like they're just desperate to have interesting content. I am also allowed to have Upside Down Jegantha, and I'm also allowed to have none of my cards leave my hand ever. Yeah, what you gonna do about it? Alright, so them having an Asmo is good for them, of course. I'm gonna wait on my Bauble crack, though. Harvest for lands. It's like a little weird, but... Then I'll go Grudge on the Lantern. In response, I'll exile my graveyard. And in response to that, I'll Unholy Heat the Asmo. While I still have Delirium. Their hand is Ovalchase Daredevil and a mystery card. They'll have another mystery card versus my Flashback Grudge, and then the 3 cards that I'll have in my hand and Jegantha. I think y'all know one of my cards is Questing Druid, right? We have a lot of answers to that, but not a card I'm super happy to see. So we had a Ragavan and a Wooded Foothills. Also lucky enough to have a draw and Lightning Bolt for turn. Now, do you think about flashing back the Grudge on a cookbook now? They don't just get more and more food, but they basically will just have infinite food no matter what. So saving the Grudge feels like it's probably a bit better. Very happy to like not let them have a Sam. Sam would be like their best possible card here, probably. They also get back Lantern instead of Asmo, which is interesting. Let's go the Lantern. My hand is not very good. Ooh, wait, this? Yeah, I could removal for Sam. I removal for Saga. I've got a lot of card draw in my deck. A lot of, you know, 2-for-1s. Maybe I'll hit like a lightning bolt or something nice off the Ragavan. Exiled Urza Saga, which I guess I'm happy they're not drawing that. Just gonna play my mountain. I guess sandbagging it's a little bit better since I have no more fetchables. If they get Asma back with Sam this turn, I guess they can still shoot one thing, huh? So they're returning Asma. If they cast Asma this turn, they're not making any Saga tokens, which is at least nice. Need to draw like Seek the Beast or Reckless Impulse pretty badly. Lightning Bolt. Flame Slash. How good would Ancient Grudge be? It would be like okay. Trying to bluff Unholy Heat, and it kind of only doesn't really make any sense overall, to be honest. But I'm just not winning if they're untapping here. Just have to like hope they overthink it and don't block the Ragavan. They did block it, of course. They also have 1 mana binding here. The unattack showed weakness. I mean, I guess, but like, it's not a super believable bluff. But I agree. I could have executed it a bit better. All right, we're losing to the what pile, Asma pile. Them having third Sam there was such a brutal outcome. Yeah, they had no reason to not block. I know you know. I think I just have to go through the motion there. I don't have anything else. But you know, they went 4-2 yesterday, and they're 4-0 now. Like, I don't know. It's working for them. Yeah, we're still live at 3-1. I mean, now I don't know. We could Seek the Beast into Bolt Heat. No, Graveyard Hate's not good against them, I think. At least not like Tormod's Crypt. Like, Leyline is maybe fine. Okay, there's my Seek the Beast, or, you know, Rin's Resolve, whatever. Might call on my shot. I don't even have Grapeshot to find here, which sucks. I only have one in the deck and I already used it this game. We find a Tear Asunder and a dead Wooded Foothills. Alright, so I'm just dead to them, killing my channeler, attacking me. I could wait, hold on, I can Tear Asunder the Asmo. But then they just sandbag the other Asmo, but then I'm not dead. Can't believe I'm kicking Tear Asunder today. Break the binding. What does that do? You bring back my channeler? Why is that important? Probably pretty safely in concession territory. I'll take a draw step. I don't know. We're here. We're here. That's what Goblin Bombardment is in the deck for. That's what it's in the deck for. I see. Duh. Just like they drew it up. It's on a model 6. Right, perhaps they have cat combo. Yeah, I think so. I think that they're tutoring up cat combo pieces with Finale. That's what their list was different from. So they also went 4-2 in the challenge last night, and they were playing no Ragavans. Their updated list has at least one copy of Ragavan. Okay, basic planes. Okay, nothing to leyline binding. Not that we could cast it. Plains, forest, leyline binding. Odd. Graveyard that, since we won't be able to cast it, of course. We find a Manamorphose and a Bloodstained Mire. I'm actually just going to go ahead and attack first. Oh, we exiled an Omnath, which we can cast. How about that? I already have one of these in my hand. I think keeping another one is okay here. Blue, white. Okay. State of modern. Okay, they get to bring that Omnath right back, though. What if they Teferi back their Omnath? I mean, we still get to draw a card. They have to have Teferi. If that's their whole turn, it's not so bad. I think we still take this line. A little bit of risk involved, I agree. Okay, seeing Cosmic Rebirth on top. I guess I'm gonna get to Ragavan that though. Yeah, I'll attack them though, because if they Solitude Ragavan, I don't want to like put put Cosmic Rebirth in the yard. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this, I think. It's kind of anemic, but that's alright. Why are leaving Teferi in play? Why do we care? I mean, I just don't care much about Teferi. We know they have Cosmic Rebirth in their deck. And I could attack I mean, it's only 1 damage, but I can deal a lot of damage in my current hand. Good to see a little bit of their deck. They're playing Bloodbraid Elf. They are playing Jace, Wilder of Mysteries. They play the Sacred Foundry tapped and then think, which you think if they were going to evoke something, they would do that before playing the land. But maybe it doesn't matter much. They go Solitude Pitch Binding on my Questing Druid. I go up to 19. Graveyard this. We hit another Questing Druid. I think I don't want to draw a Channeler here. Okay, very happy to find that. So Grapeshot my opponent for 5. They're gonna get to start off the next turn with Omnath. Graveyard that. I have another one for next turn. I have another Rin's Resolve in my hand. Chosen to not put Bauble into play instead of putting a Handcaster for sale. No, I didn't know that. I guess that was a good play. Does have a fetch land, so at 6 at the moment, going to be going up to 9. Oh, not going to 9s. Cast a ring. It's another Shardless Agent with the ability to binding potentially. So don't sideboard much of this matchup. I was bringing in the Revelries. Revelry's a lot better than Terra Sunder, but I think we still go like -2 Unholy Heat. Or -2 Bolt, +2 Terra Sunder. Yeah, being able to heat Omnath is really important. I think I'm keeping my 6. It's my 7. It's kind of funny a hand. I can't tell you why. It will not be immediately funny. Apparent why it's funny. Maybe I'll... Slash for Omnath. Slash is not good against Omnath because you want to be able to heat it in response to the trigger so they can't do their thing. Heat is good because it stops them from like gaining life and making mana. Slash is like really whatever. Save the hand. I mean, it's not even that funny. I'm overhyping it, to be honest. It's not even funny at all. Oh no, they have the nuts. Maybe it's just fire. Okay, yeah, not the nuts. The nuts being, of course, turn 2 bean. Is Druid Storm weak to Leyline / Rip? Yeah, I have a couple Terra Sunders, but in general, I don't want to see those cards, yeah. Rest in Peace is pretty non-existent in Modern these days, at least. So 6 cards in their hands, a lot. Bloodbraid Elf into Up the Beanstalk, number 2. If my opponent doesn't have a Solitude this turn, I'm feeling kind of good, at least. Kind of getting a read that my opponent is F6. Okay, so what was funny about my opening hand is I sided out 2 bolts and I had 2 bolts in my opener. Maybe you should not be siding out bolt, I don't know. I mean, you only need 2. Fast match. Fastest match against Bean. History of Modern. My 7-card hand's pretty good. Yeah, we lost to this crazy Asmo Goblin Bombardment pile. Yeah, it was Domain Zoo, Sam combo, Leyline Binding, 2 random Goblin Bombardments. Undercloaker, 8 months, thank you. Yeah, we should have looked at how they're doing. I don't want to waste any more of my opponent's time, though. This is my opponent was last seen playing Mill. Archive trapped here or something. Could just be playing Scam. Alright, maybe it is Mill. I think we're like 3-0 against Mill or something with this deck. Let's see. Jace Perfected Mine. This has been a fun challenge. Surgical's my Unholy Heats, which I do have in my hand. I guess y'all can see my hand. I have another Ragavan, a Channeler, Bolt, Rin's Resolve. Those 8 losses that have been really random decks? A couple of them. I mean, that's just kind of what like Modern is like. I'm just like not ever graveyarding anything. It's been my general strategy in this matchup. Just never graveyard anything. Which I guess if that's the case, then I didn't need to play my Channeler first. You just kind of have it, I guess. Is Mill a bad matchup? I haven't lost to it ever. I think we're like 3-0 against it, but Tasha's is really good against us. I don't know that. I don't know that the matchup is good. I just know I haven't lost to it. Yeah, no scam so far. Although, like in leagues, we're like 5-0 against scam. It's not necessarily a matchup I'm particularly afraid of. So the Surgical Lightning Bolts main phase. Pretty okay with that. Yeah, this is the new default treasure token. I don't really like it very much, to be honest. So we graveyard that, so we have Delirium. So, you know, I guess I've broken our never graveyard anything rule. We find an Underworld Breach, which is interesting. We find another Channeler to play this turn to get the pressure really on. I could Visions to draw a card. I think with the Breach in exile for next turn, like the extra mana is actually worth more than an extra card. Potentially. I guess I have no bolts in the deck, but I do have Grapeshot to dig for. If we get Tasha'd here, we'll have to do an inventory and see like how many Grapeshots are left and stuff. I have 3 cards. They decided just main phase Field of Ruin me, so maybe they have a Archive Trap, but I would love to get Archive Trapped here because I have this Breach, and I also have another Breach in my hand. Don't tell my opponent. So let's just start off with attack for 8. They drown a Channeler. And I flip a Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So kind of a weird balance here. I mean, I think I'm supposed to go for second Channeler from the yard. And then I have a Manamorphose in my hand. But I don't want to just put myself to where I'm getting one shot by a Tasha's Hideous Laughter. You know what I mean? I think that I'm probably just like casting this Questing Druid. I can get Delirium off the Breach or also a card in my hand. Just need to not like, yeah. I think if I could potentially brick on a Grapeshot there, and then just put myself into a spot where I'm getting one shot too easily. Oh, sorry, not the Breach or a card in my hand. Breach and the card in my hand. Okay, they concede. No, double bolt. They surgical all my bolts, so it seemed ambitious to try to Breach double bolt there. I have thought about like bringing in the Jegantha as Tasha's insurance. It's just so bad. I think you just. All right, so this list has 3 Ensnaring Bridge in the sideboard. Bring in 2 Ancient Grudges. Although this list also has 4 Surgicals in the sideboard, so not the same list. I think this is like usually the sideboard plan. Just bring in 2 Grudges, be at 62. Or I guess I want to cut out Rin's Resolve at least. Maybe I go up a Flame Slash, down to 2 Rin's Resolve, be at 61. I kind of like this. I could play 8 Torment's Crypt also. Rin's Resolve is not great. Is it a Damnation or Bust already? I don't know. We have 2 removal spells. We have Jace plus push. My 7 is acceptable. That's funny again. Bauble is dangerous. I mean, you have to have baubles in your deck for Delirium. I mean, it's also like in what way is it dangerous that it just 0-drop for Tasha's? Because our whole deck is pretty bad against Tasha's. What are the other storms other than Burn and Prowess? They're just for Burn and Prowess. But this is a very linear deck that has a hard time with specifically Burn without them, so I'm pretty comfortable having super targeted graveyard or sideboard cards. But I don't know. Burn is like definitely on the uptick. Burn is a tough matchup. I feel like I have my matchups pretty covered with my sideboard. I guess I could, use an Emrakul, huh? Yeah, it's also for Zap City and Life Total Control, the Weather the Storms. Very Brutus Shared Fate deck. No, I don't think Shared Fate is like the kind of card you could make a competitive modern deck out of. So no Crab. Guess I get punished for my Bauble if they have Drown. Yeah. I mean, I need to correct the Bauble. I don't have another land in my hand. We have an Abundant Harvest though, I guess. Opponent seems to be thinking about maybe surgicaling my Ragavans. I'd be, pretty comfy with that. I didn't find a land, but I can harvest, thankfully. Thank you, Abundant Harvest. There's a Crab. Maybe they had it last turn, they just wanted to drown instead. How many times do you think you've cast Jegantha the last 30 matches you won? 8-ish? I'd say between 5 and 10. I know that there's been like probably 3 or 4 matches, mostly against Scam, where I've won because I had Jegantha and I would have lost if I didn't have Jegantha. Yeah, 4 cards in their hand over there. Almost definitely a surgical. Yeah, I think we've only had it once today, maybe twice. At least once against one of the Murktide opponents. There was another turn where I definitely seriously considered getting it. It's kind of interesting to talk about on those kind of turns, but I do feel like it is relevant on those kind of turns. These are the kind of games I'm very happy that I have a hand hider on. Not that my opponent's done anything suspicious, right? And they surgical my channelers, but just I'm showing because now they know what my hand is. But but it's just so nice that there's no doubt. They don't know what's on over here. They are just guessing. Instead of sometimes your opponent guesses really well and you're like, oh, I wish I had a hand hider up. I could Grapeshot to kill the Crab this turn. I think I should probably just play Goblin Anarchomancer instead, though. Yeah, the challenge is 8 rounds today. This is round 6. We're 4-1 up a game. We'll probably have to go X with 1 to top 8. Sorry, didn't mean to tab out. Hand hider back up. The funny thing with this hand is I sided down to 2 Rin's Resolve and had both of them in my opening hand, just like we sided down to 2 Bolts and had both of them in opening hand again against the Bean deck. Another Crab. If they have Crab into land plus Tasha's, that might just be enough. Maybe not. Let's see, I got 30 cards left. Ensnaring Bridge. No, it's Tasha's. I have 12 cards left in my library now. They've got 1 card in their hand. Weirdly, that wasn't so bad for us compared to how bad it can be. I really need to hit a land this turn, which is kind of a pain. Okay, there's a Breach for next turn. I can't win with it this turn, unfortunately. Opponent only will have 2 cards. There's a good chance that they can kill me, but If they can't, I think I can Grapeshot them. I should be able to Grapeshot them. I guess I could go down too low where I can't really Manamorphose. They just have Fractured Sanity. Yeah, you're right. I should have done an inventory on number of lands. Doesn't seem like I didn't have like a winning line this game though, but you're right. Looks like I had one mountain left in the deck and 3 fetchables, so like I think that would have been enough for me to fire it off there. Okay, so going to game 3, we get to be on the play for game 3. Being on the play is a very big deal in this matchup. Sideboard Jegantha into main deck to increase your average CMC. This is just not a good plan, I think. It's something we talked about. I don't think it is like a good plan. Tasha's is still gonna dome you for a ton of cards, and even if you hit like 1 5-drop along the way, like you have like the super dead card in your deck against a deck that's playing Fatal Push and Drown the Lock, and I don't know. 8? No, Jegantha is 5 CMC mana value. It doesn't count as 8. If that's what you're saying. It's like it's a very feel smart thing, I think, to board Jegantha in, but I think it's suboptimal. Haven't seen Elemental or all day or Ring. We played against B and beat him pretty fast. Yeah, Jegantha could also like just not. It could just be like very deep into the Tashas very easily. Two extra Rinse Resolve isn't decent enough to make it 63. I mean, Rinse Resolve is pretty bad in the matchup, and the problem is more so like land counts. No, you don't have 3. Okay, only 2. Oh, Jegantha is worth the slot for sure. Easily worth it. All right, will they pop the lantern? We know we hit an Ancient Grudge. Kind of hard to graveyard anything, I guess, but I'm definitely bolting the crab, so I feel alright about doing it now. Find another questing. Yes, I'm keeping it. I have 19 cards in my library. If my opponent goes land Tashas and they have double Archive Trap, Lantern, Crab, turn 3 Tashas, good beats, but I do think that playing my Questing Druid is my best plan. Seems odd that they didn't want to just like sack the Lantern. Maybe they don't have a lot going on. They drowned my bigger Druid. They have 2 cards in their hand. I think I'm gonna get a little tricky here unless I see something on top that changes my mind. Although, let's see. Yeah, I guess now it's better to cast a Channeler than I was gonna go flashback Grudge and then hold priority flashback the other Grudge. But the other Channeler is like more power in play, and well, they're not drawing. I guess they're gonna try to draw into Tasha's or to kill me or Fractured Sanity. I guess Fractured Sanity doesn't even do it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's we also have another Grudge in the yard for a bridge, so yeah, they have to Tasha's me. Okay, if they have Archive Trap, I go to 1 card in my library. No, I don't, because of the crab. They concede! Ugh! My heart was pumping. Ugh. Wow, what a game. See, my 6 is fine. But it's also to mold to 6. Last seen 14 days ago playing Coffers. Coffers has definitely been a bad matchup for us in the past. See if that's what they're still on. Seems like it. They thought sees me. Y'all can see my hand is 2 lands, Rin's Resolve, Abundant Harvest. We had to take a mulligan. That being said, looks like we're hitting them with Ragavan. And we hit an Orcish Bowmaster. Which I'll just cast. They're a Wandering deck. Unmulligan. I don't want to jinx them. I think we've never beat Coffers. I think we could maybe expect them to have a Bowmaster of their own here. Yeah. So will they just clear the board, or they keep the Bowmaster? Yeah, I'm kind of happy with this, I think. I know I have some cards in my deck that draw cards, but for the most part, we're the aggro, so like just getting the extra damage is nice. And they suspended Profane Tutor. Glad to see Coffers players back on Profane Tutor. I've always been a pretty big fan. We hit a Stomping Ground and a Rin's Resolve. Let's attack with my Orc first, I guess. Okay, we hit a Goblin Anarchomancer and another Stomping Ground. Profane Tutor 6 down, but they have Natty Urborg Coffers. 3 cards left in their hand, too. They start to pay cost, and then they pass the turn. Interesting. I'm gonna go to Fetch Shock now. They Field of Root over there, so we need to shock. Alright, Seeking the Beast again. So they have a March of Wretched Sorrow for 4. In response, I'm going to Seek the Beast again, which is a little greedy. We had an Unholy Heat and a Ragavan. I have a Manamorphose, which I'm going to use now, but they're going to get the Bowmaster trigger, which isn't super ideal. Another Manamorphose would be great. Oh, we had a Grapeshot. Yeah, just Grapeshot then. So we're going to lose both these Ragavans and the Unholy Heat. We'll still have the Questing Druids in exile. My opponent is getting a Profane Tutor off suspend, which is kind of scary. They could get the One Ring. They could maybe like already have a 4-drop in hand. They get like a Fatal Push. They get another Coffers if their hand is 2 good spells. Any 6-2s make top 8? Yeah, I don't know. Any mathematicians want to crunch 171 players? Want to crunch how many X and 2s make it? Doesn't matter, just win. Yeah, maybe not the best time to ask the question. This is our worst matchup, or like mathematically our worst matchup for what it's worth. 1x2 will probably make it. Okay. At 171, 8 rounds. I mean, our breakers are pretty good. We can just win, though. It's usually on Magic Online a little bit more, too, because people drop early. So, like, usually if mathematically it's 1, a lot of times it's 2. I like that my opponent isn't immediately slamming anything. What makes this matchup bad? Field of Ruins are tough. Their cheap removal's tough. Shieldred's tough. Ring is good. I don't know. They got a lot of good tools against us. Coffers is also just a great deck when it draws well. Definitely can stumble, but very powerful deck. Okay, so they resolve their Profane Tutor. They play Cabal Coffers. This is a March on my Druid. It's a Karn. Karn for Stonebrain? What? So obviously they have a push. What the fuck? This is game 1. So my hand is Rin's Resolve, Ragavan. I have the 2 questing druids in exile. So obviously they have push. That's your Manamorphose return. Maybe they don't. I mean, there's no way they Profane Tutor and Karn and they just forget about this questing druid. 0% chance. I'm gonna take both of them. Because my other card is Lightning Bolt. Stonebrain KEKW, dude. I guess that line kind of makes some sense. I think that they thought wrong, though. Classic, think wrong, think long, think wrong. And last time we lost, we like didn't have Terra Sunder, but Terra Sunder hitting Leyline and One Ring is a pretty big deal. I think I want to trim 1 Anarchomancer, 1 Bolt. Yeah, they named Underworld Breach. They were scared of me Breach Grapeshotting. I think it was like, to some extent reasonable, but was good news for us. Yeah, 8 rounds of Swiss. This is round 7. No, I don't like Alpine Moon against coffers. There are some people that board it in. I tend to not. Let's feel bad that this is a Bowmaster matchup that we kind of have to keep our Ragavans in. But maybe they won't have it. Wishful thinking, huh? Suspends Profane Tutor. You get the beast. We had an Unholy Heat and a Mountain. Yeah, no attack is probably wrong, I agree. Pretty good turn for the One Ring. And they get to peel their Profane Tutor off suspends. I don't love. Probably they get coffers. I don't know. We'll see. Damnation's not great for us either. They get Shieldred. Shieldred wouldn't be great. Yeah, they're not getting Shieldred. But they are tapping the ring now to give them more info what to get. No attacks against the ring protection. Okay, so they Inquisition me, so they get to see my hand. So do you. Takes the Grapeshot, makes sense. Suspends another Profane Tutor. I think I heat the Orc Army into turn here. I think they're going to kill my Questing Druid, but I think stopping them from getting a chump block is correct. So I found Terra Sunder. A weird one here. Holy shit. So I kill both blockers and bolt them. My Druid will be an 8 power creature, and I'll be hitting them for 8 plus 6, 14. They take 2. Is that better than saving a heat for Shieldred? I'm not sure. Because I could also tear asunder the ring. I would still get to hit them for 8 down to 11. Let's just start off and see what the top card of our library is. Yeah, I think seeing our top card is Rin's Resolve. Playing the longer game is correct. And I'm gonna tear asunder the ring. So I hit them for 10 down to 9. Maybe I miscounted, but we don't need to hold up heat for Shieldred either, since they don't have a ring in to play to gain life immediately off of it. That was a close decision point, I think. I feel okay about where we landed on it. Druid does not have trample, no. You gotta kill before blocks are declared. You have Sunder in your turn so they get extra activation. Yeah, I'm not gonna trade 2 damage off the ring for 3 cards for theirs. Don't see much harm in Rin's resolving now. I'm gonna graveyard that. Punished. What the fuck? No, if you kill a ring on upkeep, they still get to draw 2 cards. They use this last known information. Well, unfortunately I didn't find another burn spell for lethal. Wish I'd found anything off my draw step, Rin's Resolve into with the Surveil even. I could have kept the Harvest. Because Harvest is guaranteed something. Just so unlikely to draw 2 lands in the 15 land deck. Yeah, we're not dead for sure. Like their hand seems to be pretty weak, and like I don't know what they get off the tutor that like they're at 6, so ring isn't that good. If they get shielded, we have heat. If they have damnation, we have Jegantha. So I'm not feeling so bad. Not keeping Harvest was greedy. Yeah, it was a little greedy, for sure. But it's also like we're kind of choked on mana. Like I want to be able to like maybe hit 1 drop, 2 drop, play both, or yeah, they could get March, but if they have March, they can't even kill my Questing Druid without either having coffers in hand or like exiling cards. So we haste heat. Oh, we have heat. Oh no, they know we have heat. Y'all know we have heat too. They've thought seized and inquisitioned me. As my hand is known for chat and my opponent. Think they have to Karn blow up yard? Like Karn Nile spellbomb me is what you're saying? So they have a coffers now. Hard to imagine that was the tutor, since they seem to be pretty light on action. So they collective brutality me to get rid of my Unholy Heat. And then they play Karn the Great Creator. And then they grab Ensnaring Bridge. So if I don't draw Tear Asunder, Underworld Breach, or cantrips into those this turn, I'm pretty screwed. I did not draw any of those things. I can leave as the tutor, but shrug. Yeah, I mean, they had to have already had Karn in their hand, right? Which it didn't seem like they had necessarily. They grab Oblivion Stone, which I can live with. They're still like really dead to an Underworld Breach. Jegantha also taps for mana, which could really actually be relevant this game. I drew it. They're dead if they don't have something. Not a Ballista. They could have Ballista with 20 mana to kill me at that spot. Well, that's the first time we beat Coffers. Glad it was in the challenge. Usually it's like the opposite, where we just can't lose in the leagues and then die for the first time to a deck in the challenge. Nope. This is my 7. Yeah, I see this main deck Shadow of Doubt. Who knows if they're still playing it, but go to fetch upkeep, right? Okay, so they thought sees me again. My hand now contains a Manamorphose and a Scalding Tarn that it didn't. Wow, triple Thoughtseize. Wait, they took a Narcomancer over Rin's Resolve? I'll take that. They were on the play also, right? So yeah, I'm kind of happy with them having triple Thoughtseize on the play with me having this follow-up. So I hit 2 Questing Druids, which kind of sucks since I can't really use either very effectively. Yeah, kind of unfortunate. It's not Coffers, more like Black Red Ridge. I mean, they have Coffers, or they have mono black deck. Yeah, I guess are they're playing Karn too. Or assuming, I mean, this list is maybe. We'll still seek the beast, hope to hit something to do this turn. We find something. We find a Mishra's Bauble. There's more than nothing, but we're gonna lose 2 of these. What card is a Ragavan? I think I'll go ahead and shuffle. That makes it our top decks pretty well, and hope for the best. That's not the best. Triple Thoughtseize into Ring on the play. Alright, so they tap their ring. We're out of fetchables. Kind of bad news. My hand is not so good. That being said, it is actually it's actually weirdly okay. Obviously, y'all know about these Unholy Heats. Well, I can stop my opponent from like being able to Shieldred. And I also, there's only 1 Thoughtseize left, so they can't take my 1 good card in hand. Keep doing this though. Reveal Tormod's Crypt. That can protect the pretty heads up play. I mean, they know about the Unholy Heats. Also been pretty bad. Jegantha dodgers push at least. Probably about ready to concede. Let's go game 2. Yeah, this matchup has been pretty tough. When they curve out well like this, it's key for sure. Looking at this list, they have Voidwalkers on the side. I'm not gonna really. We don't sideboard too much typically. Just want the Terra Sunders in. Yeah, my Reckless Impulse was pretty bad this game too, which is tough. Okay, my 7 is okay. Most of 6. It is thinking about their 6 card hand. Which they decide to keep. Yeah, kicking Terra Sunder is like weirdly pretty pretty online in this matchup. Between Urborg and Manamorphose and stuff. Is this a March? Yeah, I'd love to just get a nice 2-for-1. Like get to gain 2 life. Okay, they must have just drawn that, which is nice. Cycle of Manamorphose. Abundant Harvest for non-lands. Reveals Terra Sunder, which is not necessarily the best card for my opponent to know about. Flip of Coffers. They got 4 cards in their hand over there. Main phase Field of Ruin me. Full transparency, my hand is really bad. We have Jegantha. Just always have to fetch Shock. They have so many Field of Ruins. I've like, I've just drawn a land like every single draw step. It sucks. Spike, I really want to add go up to 16 lands. Yeah, we can still win. Like if I draw Underworld Breach this turn, we're like not really in that bad of shape, but Seek the Beast off the top. Into Ragavan, Grapeshot, 2 dead cards. I guess I could Grapeshot to just get it in the yard, though. And then replay the Ragavan. I lose my treasure to do this, though. But since I'm like mostly just trying to top deck Underworld Breach, I feel like this is fine. You got another Tormod Script, so you know, another heads-up play. Very, very hard for Breach top deck to get me out of this. Yeah, last round of Swiss. Kind of anticlimactic, but seems like we're pretty dead. This matchup is pretty bad. We got kind of lucky to beat it last round, I think, and top deck the Breach, and it's just like a turn too late. I guess it's not really a turn too late because dead for top 8 losing. I don't think we're not dead. Yeah, I think two or three X2s will make it, which you know is now one of us maybe. Our breakers are like seemingly pretty good also. Problem is we have to wait like 40 minutes. No, we're not dead for top 8. We're probably like 20 to 30% to make it or something like that. That was just a very disheartening game though. Like just every single draw step, like the first 4 draw steps was a land, I think. Or like Manamorphose into a land. That's what it is. Yeah, we're rooting for Kiko. Yeah, if our Reckless Impulse was better game 1-2, it is what it is.